Hi everyone. Just want to give a brief demonstration of the Vigeland Oracle and try to demonstrate how it can be used for personal reflection, self-discovery, decision-making, etc. It's a very straightforward, easy process. The only thing you need is a six-sided die. Any six-sided die will do. So as we lead up to the release of the book, I've been thinking about marketing and promotion. Since I am publishing the book independently, those tasks fall to me. And to be honest, I haven't really been thrilled about the idea, as it's not my natural ecosystem, the world of social media and online marketing. So I thought that it would be a good idea to maybe use the Oracle to reflect on this, and been thinking about a question, and I think my question is, what quality do I need to bring to the table in order to successfully market and promote this book? So, getting right to it, let's roll the die. First is number 3. And once again a number 3. And a number 3. 3 threes in a row. A little bit unusual. Now, as you can see from the random number table, the first number was a 3. So we want to go to column 3. And you may notice there are only 5 columns here. And that means if you roll a 6, you need to roll again. Now, if you roll 2 6s in a row, you should take that as a sign as the Oracle asking you to perhaps re-examine your question and refine it. If you roll 3 6s in a row, that's the Oracle telling you, not now, come back later. And it's important that we give the unconscious that out, because the unconscious has agency, and to allow for it to choose not to interact with us at this time is to be respectful of the unconscious and to honor its agency. So 3 3s in a row. First 3 signifies column, so we go to column 3. Second 3 signifies number cluster, so we count 3 clusters down. Third 3 signifies third number in the cluster, and that gives us poem 167. So we scroll eventually page through the book to poem 167, which gives us polarity. And here is the poem. You can see the statue comes from the monolith plateau in the Vigeland Park. It's one of Vigeland's granite statues. It shows 2 women sitting down in a half embrace looking in the same direction. And the poem reads, number 167, polarity. 2 solemn women. The quarrel over, polarity collapses into pardon. Between resistance and resignation lies the path of yes. Seek the middle way. Now, I think this is a pretty extraordinary poem for this question. 2 solemn women. So the form of the statue is 2 women, and they're looking in the same direction. And the half embrace is interesting, because it gives a sense of almost ambivalence. And I think the poem points to that. The quarrel over. They've just been in a quarrel. They've just been arguing about something. Polarity collapses into pardon. And they've finally resolved it, and they're kind of in that uncomfortable phase after a fight with someone where the energy is still kind of getting back to normal. Things are returning to the status quo, but they're not quite there yet. But now here's the part that really speaks to me. Between resistance and resignation lies the path of yes. So this idea of polarity is set up, and you have these two female figures. And here another polarity is being set up in the poem between resistance and resignation. Boy, that sure sounds like my feelings towards marketing and promotion. On the one hand, I want to just not do it at all. I want to hire someone. I don't want to deal with social media, websites, promotion, all of this stuff. And there's a part of me that's really fighting it. And then there's resignation, which is kind of like, gosh, I guess there's no one else to do it but me. There's no choice. But between those polarities of fighting and kind of giving up lies the path of yes, the middle way. And that's the last line of the poem, seek the middle way. What is the path of yes? The path of yes is whatever appears before you is the path, and walk it wholeheartedly. Walk it with enthusiasm. Even if it's something that you dislike, even if it's something that you don't want to do. That is the path that has been laid out before you. That is the path that is there for you to walk. Say yes to it. Say yes to it. And in that saying of yes, something that might have been objectionable or painful or full of suffering, sometimes it can transform if you say yes to it, if you embrace it, if you meet it willingly, with an open heart and an open mind. All right. Pretty straightforward answer from the Oracle there. Let's finish it off with a capping word. Getting a capping word is pretty much same procedure, except this time it's only 2 rolls of a die. 6-sided die. Number 3. Wow. Okay. Once again. And 6. So we go to table 2 in the book. And as you can see from the capping word table, the statue comes from the monolith plateau, so that puts us in column 3. You don't have to roll for the column. On the capping word table, it's determined by where your statue is located in the park. And the first roll gave us a 3, so that's 3 columns down, 3rd column. And the second number was a 6, which gives us the capping word, judiciousness. So if you look at the word for judiciousness, its root is judicious, which is an adjective, and it's using or showing judgment as to action or practical expediency, or having, exercising, or characterized by good discriminating judgment. And that seems to be the perfect way to kind of cap off this reading, because my question was, what qualities do I need to bring to the table to market and promote this book? And with a poem like Polarity, which is advising me to not get not to fall into either ditch of resistance or resignation, but to seek the middle way, take the path of yes, to do it willingly, enthusiastically, and then to bring good judgment, sound judgment, practical expediency, discrimination of knowing what strategies, what paths in terms of marketing and promotion will be profitable, will be beneficial, will bear fruit. So this is an example of how the Oracle works. It's pretty straightforward. It's an easy system. That's the beauty of Vigeland's art. It's archetypal in that very kind of naked and raw sort of way, so it lends itself beautifully to this kind of system. And really, this book is a found system. I've had the pleasure and the privilege of living in Norway for the last 20 years, and the Vigeland Park has become a very special part of my life. And I realized early that there was some energy there that could be explored more deeply in writing. So I want everyone to keep your eye open. The Vigeland Oracle will be publishing soon on Amazon and other platforms, and I encourage you to buy a copy and begin your journey of self-dialogue. Thanks a lot. Take care.